Number one question I get asked when dudes find out how much time I did is, how you did so much time? How you didn't lose your mind while you did that time? Yeah, I get that question in so many different ways, right? And let me just say this, right? Depending on what type of crime you got in the first place, it's going to dictate, you know what I mean, how people going to treat you while you in that pen anyway. For the record, I was locked up for armed robberies. I did 2 bids for armed robberies. I did one, a 2 to 6, came home for about 18 days and got locked up again for 8 to 16. And they put the 4 years that I didn't finish on the first bid on the back of the 8 to 16. So I end up with like a 8 to 20. It's a specific number, but let's just say 8 to 20. It's like 19 years and 9 months or something like that, right? So you gotta decide who you gonna be when you walk through those gates. And I watch a lot of dudes learn that the hard way. You know what I mean? Because one of the misconceptions about prison is that you gotta be tough to make it through the system. You gotta be a gangster. You gotta be, you know what I mean, built a certain way. You could just really be a smart dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got an old saying. They say the strong rule the weak, but the wise rule the strong. And in a lot of the cases, I seen dudes that wasn't built like nothing, skinny, little more effort. You know what I mean? And control the room because dude was just more smart. You know what I'm saying? So you got to decide who you're going to be, man. And you don't necessarily have to be tough, and you don't necessarily have to be bigger than what you really are in real life. In real life, if you wasn't, you know what I mean, really that dude, it's not. Like, people won't isolate you because you embrace who you are. Even if you a gay dude, you know what I mean? Dudes are more likely to accept a straight out, flat out homosexual, right, than a dude that's running around undercover. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get to that, right? But decide who you're gonna be and stick to that. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you're gonna be with, you know what I mean? I mean, you got thugs. You know what I'm saying? You could be a drug dealer. You could be an artist. You know what I mean? A tattoo artist. You know what I mean? You could be the store man. You know what I mean? You could be gay. You could be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Or just weird. You know what I mean? And what that time does to you, you know what I mean? As your time moves along, you start realizing different parts of yourself, depending on what you're going through while you're doing that time and where your mind state is at. You know what I'm saying? So stick to, you know what I mean? Find out who you are, get that person in line, and run with that person. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody, you know what I mean? More. I mean, you're always gonna get tested. You're gonna get into fights. You're gonna get into stuff. I mean, you're dealing with. You might be coming in there with some paper scams. You know what I'm saying? And end up with a murderer in the cell with you. You know what I mean? Like, how do you deal with that? You feel me? So what I'm trying to say, in other words, is just be yourself, man. Be yourself. Embrace who you are and strengthen who you are. If you ever get caught up in that situation and you got to be independent, don't waste no time trying to figure out who you are. You know what I'm saying? Lock in whoever you are, you know what I mean? And be that person throughout your bed, man. That person will be more respected than any person that you betraying that you really not. If that make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Don't be dumb. So I guess that was one of the things, you know what I mean? Be yourself. Another thing is just like, it's in general, don't be dumb. Don't never go for something that sound like it's too good to be true. You know what I mean? Like, when I was in the fraud building, like when I was an adolescent, I'm talking about how the adults run. The adolescents just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just no rules. It's just like, you know what I mean? And the time when I was there in the fraud building and C-74, it was really adolescents at war. It was going up every day. And it was just a whole different environment than what you're dealing with the adults, you know? So don't be dumb. Don't take something that seems too good to be true. I learned that the hard way, like I said, with juggling. And if we're going to juggle, matter of fact, juggle is going to be my same thing, right? My next thing, right? Juggling, a dude told me, yo, like, I wanted a cigarette bad, man. Dude came with the pack, was like, yo, man, get it on a juggle. I ain't know what that word meant. I thought, you know what I mean, when I got it, I'd give it back to you. I took that cigarette, boom, 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 boom. A pack of tarantulas too, you know what I'm saying? That's the tarantulas is not name brand. It's like generic cigarettes, man. White caps, right? And I end up on like 4 packs because, like I said, adolescents, we just out of control. We didn't do like adults, like 1 for 2. It was like 1 for 5. And nigga, he thought that you soft or something, he charged you 1 for 7 or something, right? You know what I'm saying? So I guess he must have had me twisted, right? But anyway, and I got a lot of stories about juggling because I was a store man for a while, right? So the juggling, okay, what I was gonna say about that juggling. Anyway, if somebody offer you something that just seemed like way too good to be true, more than likely that shit is too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? Then it's just too good to be true. It is what it is. Take it for what it is and keep it moving. And the fact that somebody is trying to do that with you, you know what I mean, it speaks volumes about your character so far. Because dudes like people know who to try things with. You know what I mean? If you're not that dude to be playing with on that level, you know what I mean? The juggling, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know. Okay, let me get into the juggling, right? They got a saying, don't struggle, get it on the juggle. And for people that never been in prison, this is what it means. It means that if every Monday y'all go to the store, right, to the commissary to go spend your money, you get a certain amount of money you can spend at the store, right? You get to the store, and then you buy your stuff, and then you run out of stuff on Saturday. And Saturday's movie night, and it's about to be lit, and you want some Kool-Aid, and you want a sandwich, so you go to the Juggle Man, right? And you say, yo, listen, boom, you give it to me, and I'll give it back to you on the, you know, double. So basically, by Monday, you owe double because you couldn't hold out. So the Juggle Man is responsible for a lot of people's heads getting cracked right open. You know what I'm saying? Because they either didn't pay that Juggle tab back, or they did something funky to get up out of that joint before they had to pay it back. I know some dudes that chase dudes for years for stuff they owe. You know what I'm saying? So stay away from the Juggle Man. It's better to struggle than to get it on the juggle. I used to say, don't struggle, get it on the juggle. I used to go to the dice game, you know what I mean? Why they, you know what I mean? Don't struggle, get it on the juggle. Cookies, everything. I give it all away because if you ain't have mine, I was ready to splash you over. I would have really gunned you down over a pack of cookies. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't really because, you know, the popular theme is, it's not what actually happened. Is the principle, yeah, and the pen, the name of the game is, once you tag lane, the game's follow the leader. Everybody going, you know what I mean? So you gotta stomp ants with sledgehammers sometimes. And if you ever become the store man, you gotta be powerful enough that if a dude come and get 10 packs of cigarettes from you, you gonna get that 20 back. You know what I mean? Because dudes will try you. I seen a lot of cats, you know what I'm saying, you know, erecting these stores up, you know what I mean, and get their whole store disrespected. And I'm telling you, once one dude do it, everybody. I done disrespected a lot of stores. That's called running off on the plug. You feel me? I done disrespected a lot of stores, and then at the end of the day, I campaign against you getting sent up out of here so we can take the rest of your stuff. Straight up, you know? And that's why they called me Renegade Ock for a long time, man. Renegade Muslim, you know? So, you know what I mean? Don't juggle, just get it on the struggle, man. I'm giving you game, man. You ever find yourself in the pen? Some of you half-ass crooks, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to be in the pen, you're going to do a bid. And you're so stupid and all up in front of yourself in your own way that you're not even going to see it coming when you come. And even though the system evolves and it changes, certain things is just standard. Why? Because it's like economics. It's like, okay, we in the pen. You're going to have somebody that got to have some extra something. You're going to have the dope man. You're going to have all these things going on. You got the gambling man. You got the football ticket man. You got the basketball ticket man. You got all these things going on. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, let's move on, right? So juggling and I think what goes hand in hand with juggling is gambling. You know, like a lot of y'all cats got them gambling problems, man. You get up in the house and you think you safe and you chilling, and then next thing you know, dudes pop out the dice. You know what I'm saying? And then you feeling yourself, you get out there, you gambling, you know what I mean? You don't pay that tab, man, you might be a cookie. Bop! On the menu, you know what I'm saying? So stay away from that gambling. I have a lot of stories where I used to gamble. I don't know, like Pee-wee, OG Pee-wee, man. Me and Pee-wee. Blood Pee-wee, we used to be in Attica. I'm straight up Muslim. I'm ducking the Muslims going to the spades table with Pee-wee. Me and Pee-wee at the table, cookies on both sides of the table. You know what I mean? Cigarettes, all that. And straight up cheating. in spades, bro. I'm finagling the car. Anybody know me? Know I deal with those cars, man. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me show you a real quick trick, bro. Tell you right now. I'm telling y'all not to gamble, you know what I'm saying? But I was a gambling addict, man. I used to, now imagine this, you Muslim, you know what I mean? The Muslim, we in Attica correctional facility. I'm not supposed to be gambling in the first place, right? And also you had to check in, and when at that time in Attica, 96, 97, you used to have to check in into the mosque. I mean, to the brothers once you come out in the yard before you go do what you do. Let everybody know that you're in the yard. I used to bypass that, go straight to the basketball court or to the spades table, and me and Pee Wee gambling, cheating. And I know they knew that we was cheating, but they just couldn't prove it. You know what I'm saying? So gambling is not a good look, man. And my boy Kareem, man, one time I remember Kareem, we was in green. This was during my first bid. Hold on, let me show you my card trick. Ah, boom, right? See? Nothing in my hand. Ah, that's nice. Ah, let me just show y'all one more trick, man. You know what I'm saying? We talking about this jail, right? All right, check it out. You see his card? 3 of heart, right? Take 3 of heart, I put it right here at the top. I turn it around. Oh, wow. Easy money. Anyway, don't gamble. Don't be like Kareem, because Kareem, we was in green, and then dude was like, yo, your man Kareem owned like 100 Snickers. Some crazy number, like 150 Snickers or something like that. Like, yo, man, and they used to call my man Kareem. We call him domestic Kareem. Back then they used to call him Curly because he had the curly, pretty hair back in the days or whatever, right? So Kareem, they just was constantly on Kareem neck, and Kareem was one of my dudes that's from my hood. So I felt like, you know what I mean, like automatically. Matter of fact, it ain't no feeling, like it's just automatically you riding with your man. You know what I mean? But it was just dumb that we was riding over Green on like 150. Dope, craziest handle you ever seen in basketball. But Reem loved gambling, you know what I'm saying? And I think that dudes ain't killing because he was insulated, you feel me? But even with that, they was coming for Reem neck over that money, you know what I'm saying? So over that gambling, I remember it was Snickers. Reem, if you see this, bro, you know I'm dead ass telling the truth. We had your back, man. We were killed over Reem. So stay away from that gambling, man. You know what I mean? And mind your business. It's another rule. I don't care what's going on over there, bro. I don't care. Like I know what you just seen was just foul. It was like it was something that you wasn't ready to see. But check it out. I'm giving you the best advice. Mind your business. You know what I'm saying? Don't be one of them dudes dropping slips or, you know what I mean, pulling people up and whatever y'all call that. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like snitching, dropping slips. Don't be that cat. You feel me? You know, inadvertently or physically. Never, you know what I mean? Don't ever be a snitch. Don't ever get caught up. Let me tell you something about you snitches. You snitch ass dudes too, right? Is this, right? Like if you got a cowardly moment where you about to go tell on somebody, right? You should always remember this. And this is what I always thought about when I used to see them snitch dudes. And like when I was in Attica, I was able to look out the window, you know what I mean, and in B block, and see them, right? And then another jail, Collins, I used to see them. I used to see all this, you know, you feel me? Over there in PC. You once in a while you see them cats. And I always wondered, I always like damn, y'all, like if population takes up 95%, the PC takes up about 5%, right? So that means that your whole bed, you just gonna be stuck in that one place. Now what happens when the snitches, because a lot of them cats that was inside the PC wasn't necessarily snitches, but or maybe they was, but not to say they wasn't gangsters. Imagine you getting a problem in the PC. Now where you going now? To another PC to be extra locked down? You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, if y'all ever get the urge to go tell on somebody, man, right, and it's not in you to just not tell, man, you better think about how you going to do your time. You know what I mean? Because you're going to be miserable. You're going to kill yourself. A lot of them cats in PC probably don't even make it up out of there because you're miserable. You up in there with cops and, right? So mind your business. Don't be no rat. You know what I'm saying? And find a program. The old timers used to tell me, man, you need a program. You know what I mean? Like, I remember I was in Attica and D Block, and D Block is like an idle block. It's when you ain't got a program and you just out there, or you in school. You know what I'm saying? And I remember the OGs telling me, yo, man, you got a program. This before I went to the mess hall and really start like getting on my bed, cause first couple of years going up north, man, I was just shooting dudes, pop, 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 pop. I was just with the shit. So I ain't gonna lie. But eventually I start programming, you know, and I end up going to school once I got to college because they still had the college program there. But I'm gonna tell you, program, man. Programming, like, find you something to do, get yourself enrolled in that, and find, you know what I mean? Don't be in that cell all day. Find you a program, man. I used to go everywhere. Everywhere. I would sign up for whatever I could sign up for just to get out the block and make my moves. And dudes that been down for a long time know what I'm talking about. In order to get your movement, it's not the typical, you know what I'm saying, prisoner that could figure this out. You know what I mean? You gotta kind of like know how to move through the system, you know, and learn how to get what you want without being spotted, you know what I'm saying, in any kind of way for dirt, you dig? Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean, if you're trying to move around the prison, you're going to be doing some dirt according to the rules, you know? To you, it might just be, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, passing somebody some cigarettes or whatever, you know, but to the system, you know what I mean, that's illegal transferring or, you know what I mean, or whatever. They'll throw anything on you. I remember they came and started telling dudes you couldn't even have certain braids or whatever because of regulations and stuff like that. So they got all sorts of regulations that'll prevent you from moving around. But if you know what I mean, like if you've been through the system a lot and you know how to read the system, then you're going to be able to create your own program outside of the program that they give you, you know? So you got the net, don't snitch, no juggling, you know what I'm saying? Don't ever steal. Don't, especially sneak thieving, man. Sneak thieving is when you sneak into somebody's stuff and you take it, and that's the worst kind. Like I've seen personally sneak thieves get dragged out of a house and beat senselessly, bloody, a lot of times because they didn't understand. So all them sticky fingers, you know what I'm saying? Like and sneak thieving, don't get it twisted for regular robbery, because if you run down on somebody and you take their stuff, it's completely different, you know what I mean, thing. And it's received differently, period, anyway. You know what I mean? Like if you a sneak thief, that means that you like a burglar, you know what I mean? Here I'm doing time, man. I'm about to put in 10 years and you wanna go up in my locker, you know what I'm saying? And steal my can of bugler, bro. I'm blowing you for that. Pause. I'm busting you open. So all that stealing, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I'm gonna end it with those right there. There's other things that you're just not supposed to do in jail, you know what I mean? And we could get to that, you know what I mean? It's like when you leave in the mess hall, you gotta knock on the table before you stand up, let somebody know, you know, the fart rule and the shit rule and the 2-man cell, you know, shit like that. So we'll get to it. And what other rules? This is a bunch of rules that's in a pen, you know what I mean? But that's, you know, that's how you do time, man. Like if you want to, you know what I mean? Like if you want to stay sucker free, you know, who knows what your vices is or your glitches and none. I mean, like especially if you're young and you're figuring yourself out while you're in prison, you go through levels. You know what I mean? I went through levels. You know, there's a time where I was just going to war. There was a time when I was in school. There was a time when I was depressed. I didn't even know I was depressed because when you used to, you know, struggle and you know, PTSD, you know what I mean? Like we be affected with some stuff, you know what I mean? But when you learn to ignore it and see past the gates, you know, you don't understand that you probably was depressed, stressed out, mental, suicidal, all that at the same time. You go through that, you know what I mean? I mean, especially when you're looking at never worry, you know what I mean? Like when I'm 19 years old, 18 years old, looking at 20 years at the end, you know what I'm saying? It just don't look, the forecast don't look good. So if you already misled, it will be easy for you to keep on going down that path. You understand what I'm saying? Like I went through mad stuff, and a lot of things I found out the hard way, you know what I mean? And mainly with me, it was like playing and not taking shit serious, you know? I was a dude, like I was so young coming through the system. Like my first time stepping in the system, I was like 14 in Spofford. Then I was 16, you know what I mean, to 18, and C-74 with the adolescents, and then turned to adult and spent from 27. So from 16 all the way into 28, I was doing time throughout all those years. I haven't seen one birthday from that time, and that was from 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, up into 28. Came home when I was 28, never turned back, you know. But there's some things I think that's therapeutic in talking about whatever you've been through, because you know, for us, we put a block on a lot of stuff, and that causes a lot of people to end up in that recidivism and going back, because they don't revisit it in a real way. You know what I mean? Like with me, I have to be honest and say, yo, I had times where I had crazy fun. You know what I'm saying? I was robbing people, smoking weed. You know what I mean? There was times where I wasn't with none of that, and I was just like on some vegan stuff and praying all day long and just positive. You know what I mean? Like you go through levels as a human, as a man, growing up in there, and especially it being dysfunctional, because you're not in the traditional sense, like you're not around the family. You might have family, like dudes that you rock with, but you ain't dealing with the family structure like a woman, you know, kids and stuff like that. I went so long without having visits. One time I remember getting to the visit floor, and then I seen a kid, and the kid looked weird to me. It looked so weird to just see a little person like that, you know what I mean? After not seeing kids for so long, for not getting visits, you know? And you go through different levels, you know what I mean? So hopefully I gave y'all some, you know, some good content, something to think about, you know what I mean? For mainly for, you know, the future crooks, man. Like you cats that's out there, you know what you're doing, you know. You never think about what's gonna happen if I go to jail, especially you dudes that never been to jail. You know, you don't think about that until you're there. Cause it could be Thursday and you got a date on Friday. You know what I'm saying? You'll be locked up on Thursday night thinking about that date on Friday, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. And won't be able to do nothing about it once they got you, you know what I'm saying? So I suggest dudes be smart, find a different way, you know, like we was taught in the streets, you know what I mean? Like do it this way, you know what I mean? But if doing it that way gives you a better shot at life, you know what I mean? Especially if it economically is better. What I mean by that is that a lot of you dudes are selling drugs for, you know what I'm saying, like for practice, real talk, man. You dudes can't even make $100, bro. You dudes out here, it's pathetic. It's garbage. The whole hustle is just garbage, and there's so many different ways. If you apply 2% of your brain power to hustle, I wish somebody told me this before I start doing time, man. Like really grab me and like, yo, listen, these are options. This is what these are options, brother. Exercise those. Don't just take the lazy. And selling drugs and being a thug and a gangster is not no lazy man sport, man. You got to be on deck. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on go. It's a hard job, and it comes with mad negative interference, because you always on point. You always, you know what I mean? Like there's a whole different side of life that we just don't experience once we choose that walking down a gangster's path. You know what I'm saying? So if you hearing this, man, you know what I mean, let's try to find a different way. I ain't never going to talk down on a dude that's out there hustling to try to feed his family or feed himself. But trust me, there's bigger and better options out there. You just got to exercise it, put the energy out there. Don't focus on so much negative, you know what I mean? Like take that negative, take that lemon and turn that shit to some lemonade. You know what I mean? Smash a strawberry up and put it up in there if you need to. You feel me? But don't be so selfish where you just thinking of yourself for that time. You know what I mean? Think about your responsibilities, and then think about yourself after. You know what I mean? In order for you to become number one, you have to look at what you're facing. You know what I mean? So to know who you got to be to face the problems that you're gonna face or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you have to work towards being number one. But once you're number one, then you become less useless. You know what I mean? Because you can't be used useless, man. So Mac Mean, you know what I mean? True story, all stories, it's the same truth.